Hey friends, welcome to the channel. Well, welcome back, I suppose, to what has come to be known as the ADHD side of the channel. Hello everyone. We are outside in the garden in a very, very hastily set up seat, laptop, camera affair with a drink. Wow, okay, let me just check and make sure everything's working, because we kind of need to do the F check. Cool, right, so I've got the chat on my phone because I can't see it. I've got no hope. You guys are in like 2-point font. I didn't even realize points went that small, but I am like vaguely aware of movement on my screen. I'm like a blind T-Rex. I can like I'm only going off of knowledge from Jurassic Park films, but then I realise a lot of people here have dinosaur autism, and someone's going to know better. And honestly, it's one of the things I love and hate about the community in equal measure. Not hate, it's too strong a word, but like, I love the crowdsourced brain, because between us, I think we know everything. And then on the flip side, I bloody well make sure my videos are as good as they can be, because I don't want too many errors. I don't want to have to apologise too many times. Okay, stream's working, this is all good, this all looks good, loads of Fs, super, excellent. Don't need to do respects for stuff. Right, who have we got? We've got lots of people here. Hello everybody, how are you all? So as I said on the thumbnail, which I hope you paid attention to, have low expectations. And part of the reason for that is, as much as I would love to, and I really would love to, put more thought and planning into my lives, which I have done in the past. There are live streams which have been, I think, if I dare say so myself, quite well thought out. But sometimes there's just no capacity for that, if I'm honest with you. I'm still doing 2 jobs. So having said that, I have to be careful what I say. So much of what's going on in my life at the minute, which I look through, these sunglasses are not just for keeping the light down, but they are also my autism glasses, because everything I do now, not only do I view through the autistic lens, but also as potential content. It's sad. It's so sad. It's really sad. Do you know what's really sad? It's when people who are being mean to me don't even say, but you don't look autistic. It's like being ID'd in a supermarket. You know, like when you go and buy like either energy drinks, I don't know if it's like that in the US and elsewhere around the world, but in the UK for sure, which is where you go and buy something with either alcohol or like a caffeine in or something. And the people behind the till have to age check you if they think you're under 25. The actual age is 18 here, not 21 per states. But if you look under 25, they have to ID you. And I got ID'd a couple of years ago. And it's like, yes, I need that again in my life. So that's kind of partly the issue here. Is I need people who look autistic. And it's kind of like slightly invalidating when people are like, yeah, you're autistic. So yeah, so as I was saying, please set your expectations. Set your phases to whatever setting is below stun. To water pistol. Set your expectations to water pistol level. Because that's where we're at. My meandering is, I've got some stuff going on which would make amazing content, but I can't use it for content. And it is to do with work, employment. I suppose it's to do with capitalism to some sort of lesser or greater extent. I've got some great stories, not like yay happy stories, but I think stuff that doesn't really exist on YouTube. And it would be great to do them, but I can't do them now for obvious reasons. So, I don't know. If today's a live stream you unsubscribe on, maybe like wait a year or come back. So put like a calendar note in your diary and come back in a year's time. So there'll be an epic story. At least that's kind of how I see things now. Set phases to mild annoyance. Exactly. Yeah. Set phases to mild annoyance. But as a consequence, it's just like content creation. I'm sounding egotistical now, I appreciate, because it's like, oh my God, I've just tuned into this guy and all he's doing is talking about himself. But what I'm trying to say is there is this disconnect between what I want to do and what I can do, and it's a really big gulf, and part of the reason for that gulf is purely because I'm transitioning. I do feel like that word is a bit loaded now. I'm not trans. I have some lovely trans friends, but like I'm transitioning from. I'm transitioning from. Sorry, my brain just went blank. I'm transitioning from, full-time software engineering roles. So I've been freelancing at that for 20 plus years now. 23 years I've been freelance software engineering. And so I'm transitioning away from that. And it's not just a case of like handing in my notice and resigning. Because it's like 23 years worth of stuff. So I'm sort of, yeah. The process has started, so I can't go back. That's it. You stuck with me on YouTube now. This is not the I'm sorry I'm leaving YouTube kind of conversation. It's kind of the opposite, really. It's like shit. I really wanted to post a video yesterday, but I just couldn't. Up until literally 20 minutes ago, I've been on phone calls all day, and you know how much I love phone calls. So yeah, I've been literally on the phone all day. Some really interesting phone calls, and I can't tell the stories. Not yet, anyway. Maybe in the future. So how is it like with you guys? What's going on? What's happening? Nothing like the biggest transitions for a tribe who categorically struggle with transitions. Yeah. It's the irony has not missed me. But yeah, some really big transitions. Nikki Bishop, I keep being evangelical about telling people to watch. Thank you so much. I super appreciate that, and it's really kind of you to tell people about the streams of videos and the server and things. I hope I don't let you down, insofar as I know when I posted the sex video. Look, everyone's pretty good humoured about it. On the whole, I get it. Not on the whole, that sounds really bad. No, stop thinking about holes. Just HWOLE, okay? We don't have enough words for everything we need to label, do we? We just don't have enough. All of the words we use have got like, they're pulling like double duty, or triple duty, or quadruple duty. Our language sucks. The two genders, software engineering and autistic YouTuber. Yeah. And the problem is I've got a lot of responsibilities that I'm contracted into, and I'm literally having to unpick contracts and move people off, basically. But in a super kind way. It's not in a rush. All of this, by the way, is being documented, as you would expect from me, and will make some really good content. I actually think I don't think a lot of it is super relatable insofar as like that you can apply it to your own life, because it's kind of this weird niche. It's bizarre. I've ended up in some weird positions, but it will be interesting from that perspective. It's like even colleagues that I've met that have done similar things, it's new to them. So so I kind of feel like I've got no one to talk to in that respect. But you'll get the story in about a year. I made a transition from married to divorced, employed to unemployed, and retired alone on disability in a brand new home in a different state. Yeah, that's the sort of shit we're talking about. In fact, it is often said, I have no evidence for this. I'm just saying, like, I have heard it said many times in media, on television, on the radio. The three most stressful things that can happen to you in life, which are bereavement, relationship changes, as in divorce, separations, breaking up, that sort of thing, and moving home, are the three most stressful things for people. And I wonder, I get how that can be stressful for, say, for example, neurotypicals, but it can be super, super stressful for autistic people as well. And if you hit up some psychological literature, which I don't encourage anyone to do unless you really have a lot of energy that you want to waste, or maybe your self-esteem is a little too high today and you need to knock yourself down a peg or two. Yeah. Then look up autism psychology papers. Holy shit. Because you know, quite rational things. It's a big passion of mine. Is just In fact, pre-autism identification / diagnosis, like a big struggle of mine, a big sort of thing I've just constantly batted the wall, sometimes literally, with time and time again is look, don't paint me as irrational. This is rational. I'm not saying this is like rational. I'm a completely rational Spock of a human being, but it's like there are reasons for why we struggle with transitions that I think are often not, understood by people. And I think it's the same shit that neurotypicals have, plus extra. I'm actually weirdly Snail Kitty. Weirdly, it's actually not hot. It's what are we on? Apparently 22 degrees. But I think it probably is a bit less than that. And there is a bit of a cool breeze, so. We find out too late in life that shame is not a strategy. Oh my God, you've hit the head on the nail there, like big time. Did you watch the Charisma on Command video on shame? And apologies there, Riccio, because Charisma on Command, fantastic YouTube channel, just posted a video today about basically why online apologies, or in fact even real apologies, suck. And it's really profound. And not very long, it's actually quite short. And it talks about how apologies are effectively a way of moving shame from one person to another. Don't read too much into it. I'm just check the video out. Charisma on Command today. It's about apologies, but it's really about shame. And yeah, like Taylor Swift also dropped an album. I'm sorry, everyone. I was up at 5 o'clock in the morning this morning, seeing what album Taylor Swift is going to drop. TS12. And don't worry, it's all links in. There's a line in one of her songs, which is that shade never made anyone less gay. Okay, I appreciate it's a bit of a twee line. It's a bit poppy, I get. But it's kind of true. You can't shame the gay out of people, for example. You can't shame a neurotype out of someone or a gender out of someone. You can't just sort of apply shame liberally like a cream. Apply the cream of the shame cream and watch the person change. It doesn't work like that, does it? And, and it's only until much later on in life that we figure out that actually shame is not really an effective. I mean, it just annoys the hell out of me. I'm sorry if there's a bit of buffering, everyone. I'm not moving the computer. Everything should be okay if you go back a bit. I'm using the same streaming settings outside as I am inside wired. So I'm sorry. Yeah, I should possibly have taken into account that the signal out here is a bit shit. Sorry. The true apology should move the shame from the victim's perpetrator. That's an apology. True, but also like a true apology really does kind of settle down any sort of drama. By the perpetrator, for example, would apologize. The victim would also accept the apology, and like it would just work. But that is, in my experience, less than a fraction of a % of apologies. But yeah, shame is a thing. Calm down song, says Leslie. Yeah. The song, if anyone's interested, is You Need to Calm Down from Lover. It's quite funny. Isn't that what sackcloth and ashes are used for? Red Jen, yeah, it's true. It's true. I think a lot of the time this sort of self-flagellation, the Romans used to do it. They used to use nettles as well. Yeah, just sort of self-flagellating yourself. It's almost like, I guess, unless you're into that sort of thing, it's a bit cathartic, I guess. But yeah, it's not productive. It's not productive. Not productive at all. Leslie, pond's great. I'm going to post some pictures in Discord later of the fishies. Not these ponds. These ones are currently just wildlife ponds, but it's probably... Can I get a picture here? Yeah, I suppose this one might work. Sorry, the pictures are kind of out of focus a little bit. But again, they are fishies and they do move. Can you see the fishies? Hopefully you can see some fishy on there. A little fishy on a little dishy. Yeah, there's some fishies in the one up there. And I know it sounds grand, but it isn't. When during COVID, can you hear that? Can you hear that? That is a sparrowhawk, and I see it. You guys can't see it. It's actually it's a sparrowhawk, and it's been screaming all week, and it's getting like it's so annoying. Okay, if you're wondering what that noise is, it's a sparrowhawk that's hunting. Thank you, sparrowhawk. Hey, little known sparrowhawk fact. So sparrowhawks used to be used during the medieval era as falcons. You know, falconry, with the glove and the strings off the feet. I don't even know what they're for, but they have like strings tied to them. Don't ask, I don't know anything about it. I do know this. I know that before King Charles II died, a sparrowhawk, one of those screamy little falcon birds, accidentally flew onto the crown and then ended up getting trapped because the strings around its feet sort of tied around the metal of the crown, and it ended up sort of like getting trapped up there, and unfortunately the bird passed away, and that was considered a bad omen, and that was just before King Charles II. Yes, interesting event. Not a kestrel, Jeffrey, a sparrowhawk. They're actually like quite a common bird of prey, but it's really loud. It's really loud. It's really loud. Hello, Rockholder. I keep wanting to call it that one's a seagull, but yeah, it's still screaming. The strings are to wrap around the hand to stop it flying off. There you go. I told you the autism. Someone would know. Yes, perfect. Yeah, there you go. But this is since medieval era, and those strings were unfortunately trapped one. King Charles II time. And it was treated as an omen. You know, these things are like bad omens. I guess that's why it was recorded. No one would have known otherwise. Alicia, currently engaged in a friendly debate with a loved one who says suffering is good since we grow. Well, this is whatever doesn't kill me makes me stronger kind of line. Whatever doesn't kill me makes me stronger. Well, it just makes me stressed, gives me a headache, makes me sick. I'm arguing there's no honour in suffering. Mother Teresa's hospital nonsense to the streets. Yeah, Mother Teresa's one's a really interesting one. That was all self-flagellation, by the way. Sorry to anyone who is practicing Catholic. Mother Teresa perhaps wasn't the best example. Mother Teresa is a very good example of marketing. Much of the suffering was intentional. Yeah, that's pretty sad. Like us humans, we have a really strange idea about what it means. Like we come up with some weird philosophies on life, don't we? Like just weird philosophies. We do. We come up with some really strange ideas. I think it's I think sometimes it's, sorry about this, it's a stick that was making some noise as I was moving back and forth. It's a very pretty piece of elm, I think. Or, yeah, it's elm. You don't have elm trees in the UK anymore, not really, except in stately homes. They're pretty common on the Isle of Man. Okay, it's just songbirds. Okay. What doesn't kill you disappoints me. What doesn't kill you wasn't strong enough, maybe. Whatever doesn't kill you hasn't killed you exactly. In fact, if I keep saying the word kill, I think I'm going to end up getting demonetized again. Yeah, YouTube really doesn't like stuff. I went through my sex video with like a fine-tooth comb, you know, just to make sure I didn't say anything that would like even get close to the guidelines. And I even declared it to YouTube when I submitted it that it had adult content in it, but only like educational. And I even filmed myself saying a little bit at the beginning, like as a disclaimer to the content moderation people, because I knew a human would look at it. I knew that it had enough buzzwords in it. Get it? Buzzwords? To have them flag it, and then a human would have to review the bits. I know. Boo. It's a weird thing going on with YouTube chat at the minute. Russell Buxey, I was diagnosed autistic and joined the community a few days ago. Woo! Congratulations on the autism, Russell. I did see you there. I did say hi, and I'm glad you've gotten some good book recommendations. Some of the book recommendations, some of the reading list that I was given was out of date and no longer applied. Like some of the links didn't exist anymore. Like some of them were to like neuroaffirming sort of therapists and things, and they just weren't like working anymore. And it's like, guys, you got to update this list. Come on. And don't like use like Microsoft Word default Times New Roman font. Just make it look like you care. I'm complaining a little bit, but you know what I mean. Like, if any of you have done like college or whatever, and you've ended up with a certificate or something, and you look at this piece of paper and go, "Oh, that was printed on a laser jet." It just, do you know what I mean? When I got divorced, the piece of paper you get, you know, you get a divorce certificate. It's just like it was the cheapest piece of A4 paper, which had gone through some sort of like government laser jet printer, HP desk jet or something. Do you know what I mean? With like a little stamp on it. And it's a bit wonky as well. The paper wasn't even aligned correctly, so it all printed a little bit wonky. You know? I thought, yeah. You just a bit more gravitas. Do you know what I mean? Like where is the autism cake? Where is the very shiny, very stimmy card? There should be one, and you shouldn't have to pay for it. And you should, and anyone should be able to. Anyone should be able to kind of like claim one. Do you know what I mean? Like, I got mine in an email, Ash Barber. Yeah, me too. I also got it in post too, which I thought was kind of nice, but it was exactly the same as what was in the email. It was just like printed out. so yeah, I know, redundant. I get that, but I don't know. Felt like a nice touch, I guess. Congrats on divorce, by the way. Divorce is underrated sometimes. Yeah. At least this was a long while ago, and yeah, totally unrelated. In fact, another thing which is worth, I don't know. There's like little bits of wisdom that people say sometimes need to stick with you. One of those things someone said to me once is that relationships are not lungs. I know it sounds weird. It wasn't my words, okay? It's someone else's words. And it's like you can survive. Maisie! I don't think Polly wants to be rounded up. Do you want to come sit with me and say hi to everyone? Come on in. Up. Thank you. Yeah. So like, your breath is stinky. Who likes dogs? Are we dog people in the chat? Dogs are stinky. Yeah. I'm not going to kiss you on the face. It's not going to happen. Mwah. Good Maisie. She's a good girl. I still haven't opened Max's artwork for his ADHD. Max ADHD, Helen. I mean, I'll be honest with you. So, no, it's okay. I just like, Max is definitely hyperactive. I'm not sure what's on the paperwork. We're not diagnosing people here, but it's like, Max is definitely capital H. I hope he's okay. I hope he's feeling good and has some more clarity now. What have I missed in the chat? Sorry, I'm scrolling the chat. I should use my phone, to be honest, but it feels like I'm being rude if I use my phone. It's like, oh, I'm bored of you all. I'm just going to play on my phone. But I'm not. I'm just getting the chat back up. Hang on. Okay. I've got the chat back up on my phone. And I know this is antisocial, playing on your phone. I don't think it is, by the way. Like, I don't know. I can see how it can be annoying, like when you've got something to explain and you feel like the other person's not giving you the attention it deserves, sort of thing, I guess. But that's not. I don't feel like that is how things need to be all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone has to be constantly attentive and fully masked, I guess. Like this. Like this. I'm just going to stare at you and give you complete attention until you give me what I want. That's the flip side to doggos, of course. Dogs. Love dogs more than people is actually fair. I think that's valid. But I would also say that I love cats more than dogs. Sorry, Maze. You're a cat, aren't you? You're an honorary cat. Yeah, she leaps through windows. She literally leaps through whatever. Because she lives with cats. A lot of cats. So she's like, what's the difference? So she acts like a cat. And then we have Tosca, who acts like a dog. Because Tosca hangs out with the dogs. Literally, like a pack. The four of them. Like, of all of the cats, right? Tosca is the dog. And I know how it started, by the way. This isn't a natural thing. It started off probably just once, and it became a tradition. But Tosca ended up getting like dog food, dog sachets. So she gets like cat food and dog food. Tosca is a hobbit, and she eats like 2 meals for every 1 meal everyone else eats. That's okay. It's valid, but Tosca big. Tosca lovely. Yeah, but Tosca's also a dog. She's bonded with the dogs. Where are you off to, miss? Oh, she's going in now. That's probably a good plan, to be honest, because we're okay for now, but it's gonna start getting cold. Don't feel bad, Mike. It's quite similar to you, Mike, in a lot of ways. Okay. Ah, lots of love for Maisie here. So, look, dogs are like, they can be really noisy out of nowhere, and I find that super uncomfortable. So I know that I'm also kind of aware, by the way. I know my audience, and I know who I'm talking to, but also I'm also aware that I'm on YouTube and I'm trying to present you what I'm trying to say. I'm using my communication skills as much as I possibly can, and I've definitely leveled up doing YouTube. I was not that good before, and now I'm a lot better, and that's been really helpful to me. But I'm trying not to come across as like what I'm not, but I'm also trying to communicate as clearly as possible. So all I'm saying is that sudden dog barking can be a bit of a thing. You right, miss? Are you bringing tea? Maisie was sitting. Okay, bye. That's Nina the tea fairy, everybody. Yeah, Maisie was sitting here earlier. If you missed her, you have to scroll back. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is, on this side of the camera lens, I'm trying it more for the presentation, whereas ordinarily I'd probably just be sitting here on my phone. That's right. But also when I say, "Oh, dogs, man, barking. How'd you deal with it?" I'm not trying to sound like a precious princess. I'm kind of trying to relate it to monotropism. That's why. There you go. That's the summary. So, let's read the chat. Dogs are such sincere lovers of their humans, says Marcy, and I agree with you, they are. Words cat and dog don't combine well for that in-between fluffy beast companion. Cog? Dat? Don't? Yeah. I think, yeah, I guess foxes are wild, but, you know, a fox, I think, is kind of like a classic kind of like cat-dog thing. She's doing her rounds. Give Nina a hug from us. I certainly will. But only on one side, if you know, you know. But Mike, you are a precious princess. Occasionally. Occasionally. I got adopted by 3 large rescue puppies. Oh, that's so sweet. Nothing wrong with being a precious princess. I suppose not. This is quite good, by the way. It's just raw juice. You get it on offer in Tesco's. Not sponsored. Hashtag not sponsored. Sponsors are, as far as I'm concerned, for giggles. If you know, you know. It says here, I'm a little bit, hang on, I can show you. It's like raw juice, but it's nice. It doesn't taste like it reads. It reads like a health drink, but it tastes like a non-caffeinated Monster Energy drink. If you wanted to know what it tastes like. It tastes fine. Like baby oil. That's funny. TJ started streaming while I was in the grocery store. Hey TJ. Sweet. Yeah, you missed the dog section. So, Scarlet Stars, nice to see you. Wish I had a dog. They are fantastic companions. They are. I would recommend a dog to anyone, honestly. Go for like a little one. It depends what you're into, I guess. Nina is the dog lady, so kind of, you know, the dogs kind of came in via Nina. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, T Fairy.
Still there.
Get it.
I think it's gone.
Thanks.
Possibly.
Okay, apparently there was something on my head. Apparently. Thank you very much for tea. It's the juice of virgins. I don't know. I don't know what whenever I see the word virgin on something, it's a bit weird. I hadn't noticed before. I didn't realise it was virgin juice. I just saw like, oh, it's got all of these cool plants in it. I like that. Head glue. Oh, Harriet, I'm currently head glueless. But I think there's like a patch of my head where hair doesn't grow anymore. So, fortunately, my hair is just a mess and it kind of covers it up. But I think if I had like a really cool hairstyle, it would just be a mess. Pretty. Yeah, I think it would just be a mess. I'd be that guy with like a weird bald patch on his head, but that's okay. It is the left-handed martini, yeah. You can order it both ways around. I ordered it this way by accident. I should have ordered it this way. And then I can see the hydrate logo. So it depends really. If you want to see the hydrate logo, you have to hold it. Like you order the left-handed one. Otherwise, order the right-handed one. And I'm holding it in my left hand because then you can see the logo. Virgin olive oil makes sense to me because, but I have never thought of olive oil as being like, I've never pulled the word virgin out of virgin olive oil. Virgin olive oil is just virgin olive oil, like it's come from Virginia or something. You know what I mean? Like it's just part of the word. Harriet, you do need tea. I wish I could send you tea. Actually, I bought more tea bags just to, yes. Needn't have done, by the way. Like Wendy sent me 2 boxes. Thank you, Wendy. This is what's in here. There's the Wendy tea. Also not sponsored, but I would definitely take a sponsorship from Yorkshire Tea. What makes them extra virgin? I have no idea. Olive oil is not sexually active, says Yannicka. Yeah, I've never really considered, like, I've never thought, oh, olive oil has got the word virgin in it. And like, virgin snow, I've heard that used before to describe snow that people haven't like walked on or anything. What's the opposite of virgin snow? What, like used snow? Discarded snow?
Yellow, that's what it is.
It's not. That's different. That's a whole other subcategory. Like, it's just a weird word to use. It's a weird concept. Virgin blood for rituals. Like our virgin wine is grape juice. Why wait till somebody else has had bad fun with olives? Yeah, it's really, really strange. Hey, evening, Jansen. I just showed some fishies earlier. Touched, marked. Yeah, it's a weird thing. We've got so many weird words that just have like almost like value attached to them in different ways, and I don't know if other languages are like this, but English is definitely weird. I just did some research that said, but extra virgin is the first pressing from the olives. I didn't realise they did multiple pressing. I've never seen olive oil being made. I know so little about olive oil. Like, I buy it, but like, depending on what's on offer, I guess. Like at Tesco's, there's little yellow labels. You can look for those, and then you can get like, yeah. Is it that? I'm not saying it's sad, but like, if you have olive oil autism and you want to info dump, just crack on. New special interest unlocked. Exactly. It's like, well, you don't choose your special interest, do you? You have to. And I think sometimes like passions and stuff is not possibly the right word. I think special interest is the term to use if it's like really, really niche. I think we should all agree to use special interests, which is a weird pejorative sounding word, for specifically like my interest is in the first pressing of the olives from 1972. If you have something like that's a special interest, and I don't mean it like special needs or whatever, but like that's the extra virgin of interests. Do you know what I'm saying? That's like raw, cold pressed autism. My sister popped over to pick up a dog. Oh, sorry, Chloe. You may have come in at a bad time. Because, like, you know how people get really into birds? I saw a video on social media, which I very rarely use. I was only there because I was looking for something else, and then I scrolled. Bad thing to do. I've abandoned social media, but, like, I did a little scroll. And I saw a video of Bill Oddie. He's a guy from England. Who loves his birds, and I think it's fair to say, I don't think people know who he is now, but he was a famous TV presenter and did a lot of children's TV. And he was in a haystack looking at a stick which had a woodpecker landing on it. And I don't think that is like super unusual, because it's obvious why people would be interested in birds. They're so shiny, they're intelligent, there's a species, it's kind of biology, it's kind of environmental. There's a whole load of interests that kind of understand it. If you really dig someone's info dump, are you info humping? Possibly. Info thumping. If you're spreading an unsolicited info dump, you're info thumping. You will listen to my. In fact, actually, do you know what? One of my favourite memes. In fact, this is actually my favourite autism meme. My favourite autism meme of all time. My favourite autism meme of all time. It's a ginger cat. It's actually. In fact, I know my internet cats quite well. It's actually Marm, the Marmalade from Coal and Marmalade. And you can kind of tell by the position of the eyes relative to the. Never mind. But the cat is looking down at the camera lens, and the caption says, the caption is, oh, it's different captions, but it's vaguely the same. And this is something like, I will tell you about my interests, and you will listen. It's hilarious. Yannicka is literally trying to make me spit my tea out over my computer. It's sinister, babe. I'm in the right place. You possibly are. This channel is similar, but it's not like the others. It's not like the others. Hey. I'm going to do a magic trick. You see this? Psst, psst, psst. Hydra. Psst, psst, psst. I'm sorry, the magic trick was ruined. She did not wish to participate. It was a Kingfisher, great video, saw some selfies. Yeah, that was it. Yeah. But like, kingfishers are just like interesting. Like, of all of the birds, they are actually like an interesting bird. I don't mean to be like, oh, and pss, pss, pss. And a ferret? Or Tosca? Pss, pss, pss. Come here. They're both looking at me like, hi, come over here and look at what we found. And I'm like, no, you have to come here. Why? Because of reasons. Mikey Charles Channel is a fun place. it's a weird channel. I don't know how to explain it. I try. I've got words to use, but I don't know. It's a weird channel. I don't know. How do you explain this channel? It is. Enjoy your popping out, Yannicka. How many of you are on the move? There's quite a few of you like moving about. What? Psst, psst, psst. I got cats over here, man. Whoa! Oh, high-speed Tosca. Did you hear any of that? That was Tosca moving at incredible high speed. But you need to be careful because she's literally like a flying brick. Over here we have Bruce and Gibson and a peacock and no one behind. Oh, she's climbing a tree now. They've got the zoomies. And Hydra is just over here. And Hydra will come say hi in a minute. Won't you, Hydra? I'm here for the weird. Oh, Jeannie, I do not wish to disappoint. What kind of weird are you looking for? Are you looking for... Oh, where's Cookie? Cookie the chicken. She's around somewhere. Cookie's the one that fell in the toilet and ended up dyed blue. And we're like, I'm comfy and thoroughly planted in my chair. I'm not moving. This is the way to be. Excuse me, all the avian dinosaurs are fascinating. Yeah, they are. They're kind of like... But they're also hard to catch. Mostly. I'm headed to Tesco. Scarlett, could you please get me, like, some Flora butter, please? I need some Flora butter. Finally remembered the live. Just got over COVID. Oh, I'm sorry, Laura. One of the ways to avoid COVID that works really, really well is just to avoid the people that incubate it, which is like all humans. I was really worried for a while, during COVID when there was a line of thought that COVID could itself be zoonotic back to companion animals. So, for example, cats and dogs. And I was really concerned. Not to say I wasn't concerned about everything else, blah, 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 etc., etc. Wouldn't someone think of the children, blah, blah, blah. But, like, obviously, could you imagine? Could you imagine, like, 15 COVID cats? So the live stream came after the vial stream. What happened? What vial stream? What happened? Your shirt looks like it's covered in puzzle pieces. Oh my god, no! Don't say that! I like this shirt! No! No! It's not puzzle pieces! I can see why you would say that, though. It's just like tiles or something. It's like bathroom tiles. No! A maze, yeah, it's like a maze. It's a pretty colour. I like the colour. No. Oh, do you know what? Do you know what really breaks my heart? I had an email from someone today. Sorry if you're watching this and I'm about to call you out, I'm not going to mention who you are, but just if you are here, do hear me out. So someone emailed me saying that they're going to release a book, and they found my channel really, really helpful, and they really like my content, etc., etc. But they're being quite specific. It wasn't just a spammy one. I get like about a dozen spammy ones a day. Most of the time, they are actually in my junk folder. Anyway, this person's book has got puzzle pieces all over it, and like, I don't want to be a dick and go, please God, no. Like this, it could be this person's passion project or the way they're making a living or something. I don't know. I don't want to shit all over it. But I did want to hit reply in all caps. My fucking eyes. Yeah, Aztec. Yeah, a bit Mayan maybe. Yeah, anyway, I just thought it's just interesting, I just think Busby's tone deaf. Yeah, I think it's like if you are tone deaf or you just don't know, okay, I can also reframe it and go, I would never use puzzle piece iconography to describe autism prior to even knowing I was autistic, if that makes sense. There's something about it that's quite infantile in the way that it's presented. And I'm not saying puzzle pieces, if you like puzzles, that's a different thing. If you enjoy puzzles, that's not the same. These things are not the same. In fact, you often will not find puzzles in those ugly, vibrant, horrible colours. And often the case is, like, you might not be aware of the whole iconography behind the puzzle piece. It feels to me like missing a piece, What does it even symbolise? I can tell you, Eleanor, it was used originally by the UK's National Autistic Society to describe autism as a puzzling condition. This goes back to the 1950s, 60s time. And autism was described as a puzzling condition, which from a psychological perspective, I'm sure it is. As are many things psychological. I don't think autism is any more puzzling than anything else, because psychology is kind of very, very fuzzy. It's not concrete. It's. I know it uses scientific methods and principles, but it's kind of soft. And I'm not shitting on it for the purpose of shitting on it. I'm just saying, I understand it's puzzling. We don't have all the answers. We have more questions than answers, as opposed to something else. The National Autistic Society dropped the use of the puzzle piece logo with the crying child. Let's not forget, it's a puzzle piece with a crying child going, oh, all my pieces are missing. It was then picked up by Autism Speaks with the effect you expect. And it's been, it's essentially like a flag for Autism Speaks. It's a bit weird. Which when they started it, it was blue, because obviously it's boys. Autism is for boys. Funnily enough, they rebranded, did Autism Speaks, and they put a little bit of girl on the bottom. A little bit of pink. They put a little bit of girl on the bottom. Yeah, but mostly boy, obviously. And I think they'll change again. They will rebrand again, and this will be seen as a very, very unwise, tone-deaf era of theirs. That will happen. But what I'm saying is, there you go. Yeah. Like the puzzles where you can't see the pick on the box. Oh, that sounds painful almost. It's like the missing marbles from Peter Pan. Yeah. I hate the saying a missing puzzle piece. Like, yeah. Well, it's kind of like, you're missing a piece. You're incomplete. A phrase that was used quite often by Autism Speaks. Are you ready for this? Is, and I quote, "till all the pieces fit." Boy, I need to make myself sick now. And it's just the whole kind of like martyr parent bullshit narrative that is still online quite a lot. And I don't want to tire you guys out with it. Look, when I made my video about the 4 subtypes of autism, the Princeton study from July 2025, and the previous study from 2023, and my plan wasn't to mention Autism Speaks at all. Like, if you look at my mind map, which I've posted on Patreon this afternoon, just a few hours ago, I think, you'll see my thought process kind of. Because as I'm expanding the thing, going, okay, well, that means that, and who's connected to that, and who wrote this, and who do they work for, and how are they funded? Oh, I see how that works. What other research have they done? Who are they affiliated with? What have they said in public, etc., etc., etc. And you start to just piece it together, a bit like a madman with bits of string. That's a. If anybody's not familiar with what I'm trying to say, I'm not being demeaning with language. I'm saying like a crime detective show where you put all the Polaroids on the wall and put bits of paper between them, bits of string in between to link it all together. That is what my mind maps look like. They look like a spider just crawled across a page after being dipped in ink. But then it's like, oh my god, okay, all right, Alison Singer, nice. And it's like, okay, come on, man. And there is so much autism research to do. So I wasn't trying to bring Autism Speaks into everything because, for any other reason than, oh my god, they are connected in many, many ways, myriad ways to nearly everything. And it's incredibly disappointing because that needn't be how research is done, or it needn't be, someone commented on the comments of that video and said that they were involved with Spark, and they noted their questionnaires were very, very pathological and problematic. And honestly, they should just be the language should be neutral. It shouldn't be loaded with how are you disappointed with your child. What part about your child disappoints you and upset? Come on, man, I'm a parent. I know what it's like. I get it. I get it. I always thought the operating system analogy was great. I love the operating system analogy. I think that is absolutely good. It's a different, not less, almost. And in some respects better. In some respects worse at certain type things. Okay. We can be kind of. We don't have to be bashing the drum for X-Men next evolution of humanity, which actually I don't think it is a next evolution of humanity. I think it's always been part of humanity. It makes sense, right? I think this is analogous to bees. For example, the 20% or so of bees that just do not respect the dance and do not go to the flower, the preordained flower that was found by a bee before them, and walk off on their own path. I'm not saying that is what autistic people do, but what I'm trying to say is that I think evolution does select sometimes for difference, which it does. What part about your child disappoints you? The eyes are too rolly. The hands are too sticky. They're disrespecting me. Yeah, you can't use language like that. So the problem I've got is that places like the Spark database, I haven't seen the data that's in it, which is part of the issue, by the way. They should anonymise some of the data and put out fucking top 500 rows or something on their website. Put some XML, JSON or something up there people can download and play with before they decide whether or not to work with them. And do you know what I mean? Be a bit more scientific about it, is what I'm saying. The source code for the studies, both 23 and 25, are on GitHub. But the data's not. And the data is actually free of charge, but you have to obviously have a project with them. But if you've got these surveys to parents, which is like, tell us how your child is disappointing and ugly and horrible and you don't like them and they smell. Oh, and they eat all of your food and they breathe your air and their bedroom's a bit stinky and you wish you could be on a foreign holiday, but instead you have to look after this child. Oh, and did I mention that the child has autism and they're disordered and they need to be changed? Oh, and by the way, you need to now go and pay for like therapy for them to make them better. Now, could you please just fill in this piece of paper and just tell us all those things? Then you're going to end up with a very biased data set. You are. And I know I speak from a place of privilege where my mother's only contribution to my diagnostic process was, he's my son, he's perfect, I love him. That was it. What's wrong with, oh yeah, and what's wrong with you? Why are you saying these things? He's my son, I love him, he's perfect. And there you go, that's my mother's contribution to my diagnostic process. What's wrong with you? Why are you saying these things? Okay, so that was a highlight of it, the entire process. I have to say, I found that very entertaining. But it totally depends on like how things are loaded and pathological. And my assessment was kind of strengths based. It wasn't super pathological, which was great. And it was so sweet. My dad actually said some very telling things. I don't even really think he realises are telling. I mean, my dad's autistic as fuck. But I've got so many stories that are just private and I can't share. But like, I'll try and drag him in front of the camera for 10 minutes. I reckon I'll do it, you know. I reckon I'll say to my dad, hey, let's do a live stream. Just like, I reckon I'd do it. You can see for yourself. I have to party or something. But it's like, yeah, it just blows my mind. You know, a lot of the differences. I mean, eye contact, which is not diagnostic. Eye contact is entirely cultural. Okay. It's just like it just blows my tiny little brain. And most of the world is not. Even the ICD is loosely, you know, has ties to the DSM, so that's why we all talk about DSM so much. Because the American Psychiatric Association does have quite a large kind of cultural sway on things. And even, you know, they will say, they will make comments about eye contact, and it's like, oh my god, do you know America is like not? I know America number one, etc., etc., but like there are other countries as well. I feel like the American Psychiatric Association wouldn't be able to pinpoint Iraq on a map or point to Malaysia or something. If your dad's autistic AF, then you must be autistic AF Junior. Yeah, I did actually. Yeah, it's a good point. I didn't think about that. And like, yeah, it just blows my mind. Say China, for example, the East, just all of it, all of the East, everything east of Eastern Europe. There you go. It's just bonkers. It's just bonkers. Like biodiversity, neurodiversity is part of natural biology. Exactly. I like the phrase neurodiversity, and I love how it relates to. In fact, it was coined from biodiversity. I forget the name of the person that coined it, but yeah, totally, it makes perfect sense to me. Yeah, totally, absolutely. And I kind of think we should go a teeny bit. I don't know about a teeny bit further, but when you start thinking about things like accommodations, and again, I'm speaking as an adult, but you know, I can put headphones on, I can put sunglasses on, I can wear what I want, I can take spare clothes with me, I carry spare food and drink with me everywhere I go, pretty much. You know, I've found ways to kind of like accommodate myself. When it comes to work, I have other accommodations, but you know, ones that kind of need to be kind of discussed a bit, I suppose. But we should really kind of focus on the each individual's individual cases, I suppose. It's disrespectful to look at a fellow Zulu or Xhosa. It's a new term to me. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. In the eyes here in South Africa. Yeah, that makes sense to me. That makes sense to me. It's disrespectful in Malaysia to look at someone older than you in the eyes. And so, good luck with that. There are millions of people out there spreading their autism by having children. It's not a Californian thing, you know, for boys. Well, it is actually. It is that. It is that and more. Yes. So you know, that's kind of. It super interests me, but I do wish. I don't need organisations like Autism Speaks to exist in order to make content. They don't help. Put it that way. There's nothing about talking about the pathological industry surrounding autism for some reason. Do you guys think other disabilities have it like as nuts as this? Do you think other disabled groups have a similar kind of shit going on? Do you think that? Because I couldn't imagine like blind speaks or wheelchair user speaks. Are they talking about how people are using wheelchairs now because it's fashionable or something? Or you're not like my disabled 5-year-old nephew who uses a wheelchair. You just you need prosthetic limbs because you think you're cool or something. Is this like I just because it is obviously a thing because this is part of the human condition. I hate to say it. This is part of humanity. So it's obviously a thing elsewhere as well. There's nothing about autism specifically. But like but like how deep does this rabbit hole go? Like like how fucked up is it? There is a lovely lady who is blind and has always been blind from birth, who's in my comment section quite a bit. She's in the community, more broadly speaking, and she has shared this with me. I have actually had a conversation with her about this, and she's like, yes, this does affect other disability groups as well. But it's like, but does it though? Like how much? Like, I feel like autism is an interesting one because, you know, it's all about the children, isn't it? It's about autistic children. You know, they don't have it when they're older. I guess that's kind of the. Okay, quick 2-minute dyspraxia runs. Dyspraxia runs. We've also got. You could also have IBS runs, but that's a little bit of a dirtier joke. I will be back in 2 minutes. 2-minute break. Enjoy the ads or whatever are going to play. Feel free to tell us about what ads you get. And I will see you in 2 minutes. There you go. 2 minutes. Okay, right. I messed that up entirely. It's not an ending thing. It's just like a 2-minute break, like ads break, you know? Like. That one. There you go. Yeah, that one. 2 minutes. Technology, man. Honestly. No music. Just silence. Like imagine it's a 2-minute silence for. Look, imagine it's a 2-minute silence for everyone with IBS. No gurgles, just silence. Or a 2-minute silence for. How about autism silence? Just autism silence. Or sing it yourself. And we are back. Hello everyone. Sunglasses off now. Right, where are we at? A moment of silence screams. Okay, I'm good. Really? it's, we're not hearing the tune all day and back in our minds. We're brainwashed now. That's that's really funny. Actually, I use crutches, and people question my need for it because I don't look disabled. I don't. I feel like what people want to see is like visible suffering. Like for some, like what is the, are you like contorting your face and screaming? Like they want to see some pain. You know what I mean? The silence was still on above instantly giving me hope milk. This is Boos. This is Boos all bitey. Hello, Boos. Hello, Boos. Hi. Yeah. Nice purrs. Pirate cat. Bruce. Oh, Juju. Juju, I'm not sure if you got. I don't know if you've got my email, Juju, but I have posted some cool some cool peacock feathers. They're on the way. They may even be there like now. Like, and everyone else who won something last week, you should be getting those things, like, imminently. I went to the post office. Oh, you guys don't know this, do you? Oh. Okay. I went. Oh no, this is not Saber. This is Bruce. This is yes. This is Bruce. He's a black cat. He's a void, and he has 3 legs. He's called Bruce because here on his chest, under my hand, which is supporting him here, he has a white patch that looks a bit like a bat. He's Bruce Wayne. This is where he's called Bruce. Now, at his previous family, he was called Socks. I have no idea why he was called Socks. I haven't seen his 4th leg. He was a road traffic accident victim, after all. But assuming his missing leg had a white bit on the end, it would be Sock, not Socks. Oh, at his previous home, he was hit by a car, I think, or something, and he was gifted in to an animal shelter and then came here. This is where cats tend to end up after they lose limbs. So they match his pants, yes. So he could have been Sock. I can see that, but he could never have been Socks because of, well, the process of deduction. He is a bat cat. Maybe we should respond to "you don't look to see rainbow dumping" until they run away screaming. No, you could just say, it's an internal disability. Performance autism. I just can't. I have to use my phone to read this chat. Hang on. Okay. I'm sorry, does this work better for you? I have a slightly different view of it, only because of this YouTube channel and the fact that my brain is like recording all the time from inside my eyes. Sometimes I'm literally recording, but yeah, my brain is recording, and it's like, I just don't know. Maybe he used to wear socks. That's a good point. Could have done. Oh gosh, Layla P. Also, recovered is good. Hope you're feeling better. Too many kittens are golden tabbies. Ah, Red Gen. Golden things. What else have we got? Bruce looks like our cat Carol, one of the many cats who ran my parents' house through the years. Oh. Yes, Lissa. Pictures needed. What do we have? What do we have here? Shrinker. Able to get so overwhelmed the mask can't be lifted. Oh yeah. I mean, I suppose it's kind of like, with respect to autism, I've kind of reached a few kind of hot takes on it, which I'm like mildly reluctant to share, only because it's YouTube and I don't want people to go, oh no, you're wrong about this, that, and the other. But like autism, when an autism mom talks about autism, they're not necessarily just talking about autism. They probably are, but they're also talking about the entire experience of being an autistic parent. They're talking about any other co-occurring conditions. They're talking about the system that they find themselves in, and so on and so forth. And that's what autism means And so often it's sort of talking at cross purposes. Black socks exist. We have photos in Discord. Yes! 36C, yes! Funny, you don't look colourblind, so no one ever. Yeah, fair point. Fair point. It's clear that he's currently wearing 3 black socks. Yes, fair enough. Me too. You want to see Larry? You've translated golden things into concrete things. Urban morning sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel the hum within concrete. That's awful. It speaks over autism, not autism speaks. Yeah. It'd have to be like... it'd have to be something else. Like... Do Autism Speaks, like, original branding kind of really troubled me quite a lot, because they would often say that autism was like demonic, and then they would then go and say, you know, Autism Speaks as their brand. And it's like, are you not just like effectively saying Satan talks or something like that? Is that not like kind of what your brand is, because you've kind of created it thus? You've created a big bad, and like, shouldn't it, like, there's another sister organisation to Autism Speaks called End Autism Now, or Stop Autism Now. I forget which one they call it now. It's got an exclamation mark. They really mean it. And and it's like, well, okay, at least you're clear. At least your branding leaves no room for ambiguity. Whereas Autism Speaks is a bit weird when you talk about, you know, how they used to be, particularly with their branding. Carry on 156. Wolfgang. I was largely mute as a child, and even in my 20s, it didn't help that my family would speak for me or make decisions without my input. I'm really sorry to hear that. That's kind of fairly common, I would say. Hate to say it. My mum had a neurological... Well, she had an abscess in her brain in 2007, and it was years. I mean, she's never recovered, but, you know. So she couldn't speak for a while, a long while. And my dad just got used to talking for her. But I can tell you what really pisses me off, if you like. Which is, like, if we went out for a meal or something, and say like a wait, and I would always be kind to service staff, but it's not like... Anyone who would like normally talk to my mum would actually talk to my dad instead, and be like, what is she having, or what was she like, you know, that sort of thing. Or even if it's like a doctor's appointment or something, I'd go along to those quite often, and it would be like, okay, so tell me how she's getting on, what's new, you know, what's new with her, blah 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 blah, and she'd just be sitting there. And this is something that Nina would sometimes be involved in, and Nina would be like, ask her, you know, and I'd be the same. I'd be like, Dad, please don't. Or I'd put my hand on my dad and be like, hey, no, let Mum speak. You can fill in gaps, maybe. And like, it just becomes that issue. And my mum eventually became sort of learned to be helpless almost. And that was probably the hardest thing for me personally, was to just watch her just sink into herself and be like, well, fine, if you're going to just talk for me, then just, I won't even bother. So you kind of end up with sort of like double issue, where on one hand, it's... talking over a disabled person, and then on the flip side of that, it's a disabled person going, well, just learned helplessness. Both are not good. Both erode your capacity and your agency, I suppose. Just thought I'd leave that one with you. Have a little think about it. It just, like, this isn't an educational thing. It's just like, you know, like, I don't know, that's kind of where I'm coming from anyway. I mean, all this happened before I started my channel and so on. But these experiences, they do sit with you, and they make you think, oh, hang on a second, don't talk, you know, hey Mum, what would you like? and then once you had reprompted and reframed things, it would be fine. There was never any drama, right? But it's just then, like, over the years, you just sort of see her just sort of eventually just default to having everything, you know. And sometimes the choices would be weird. Like, you know, my mum would be given drinks that she doesn't like, or whatever, like strong black coffee. It's like she hates that. Like milky sugary tea is my mum. And it's like, you know, so eventually she'll just start going along with things that she doesn't even want or doesn't even like, just because learned helplessness. So two things. There's the talking over a disabled person, and then the learned helplessness of that disabled person themselves. It's a mess. Agency is something I'm trying to learn well into being an adult. Well, you're doing well, and I would say that a lot of this stuff is new to me too, relatively speaking. People generally take the path of least resistance. It causes all kind of long-term problems. Yeah, but there are some things on principle that are worth kind of fighting for, and you should always fight for your agency. Do you guys hear me? You should always fight for your agency. To quote Taylor Swift, to quote the Queen, Taylor Swift herself, you're on your own, kid. You always have been. You need your agency is vitally important, and you have to advocate for yourself. And something I learned from Pierre Novelli, the author comedian who was on Tea and Tales, he joined us for a live stream on a Tuesday last year. In his book, which is fantastic, Why Can't I Just Enjoy Things? It's a really good book. It talks about having to do the face dance, and it's resonated with me so much that I will remember this forever now. And that need to just lose your shit in a controlled manner, you know, whether it's with healthcare professionals, sometimes with partners and loved ones. You have to practice it. You have to get good at it. I'm sorry. There's no easy solution here. You kind of just need to practice and get better. Sometimes you gotta, because sometimes people won't believe you. They have to feel what you're saying. Fuck society. As a child, you need adults who support you having agency. Red Gen, yeah, you're right. So all the accommodation shit, yeah, good luck with that. If you're in school and you're going to start accommodating yourself with, say, for example, fidgets or with headphones or with whatever, times, breaks, times out, whatever, you know, good luck. Yeah, you're not, you know, but as an adult, look at me, I can leave a meeting if I want to. And part of that also depends on kind of like, I hate to say it, this sounds weird, this sounds bad coming from me. Just understand what I'm trying to say and don't punish me for saying it. It's like social status. So after, you know, my tech career puts me at the top of my tech skill tree, which means that I can choose and pick and choose how meetings are going to go. I can refuse meetings that don't have an agenda, for example. Professionally, of course. I'm not like an arsehole or a prima donna, just professionally. I can leave a meeting to go to the loo if I want to. I'll just tell people that's what's happening. I don't need to necessarily give them details or ask for permission. I don't need to put my hand up, etc., etc. So some of this stuff is like an adult stuff. But then again, if you haven't learned this earlier, a lot of it comes into how neurotypicals kind of relate hierarchies. Yes, but also children have no agency pretty much, or very limited agency. They might have a what do you want for tea kind of agency, but even then it's a short choice. It's a difficult one. But you need to work on your own agency anyway, is what I'm saying. It's so important, especially as you age. It's like fundamental. Sometimes you have to fight for things. School teaches us that we need to ask for and be granted permission to accommodate ourselves. That's messed up. Harriet, an even more messed up one, if you think about it, is like being forced to hug people as a kid. Being forced to like hug people or kiss people as a kid. Fuck no. You're teaching people they don't have autonomy. And like, I sound wanky, but I have very good reasons to say these things. Those reasons are in a YouTube video. You go watch it. It's an hour and a half. So yeah, you've got to work on your agency. That doesn't mean like what you want goes and be the boss and, you know, boss bitch nonsense stuff. It's more about you have to learn how to advocate for yourself effectively. Which is not about being aggressive or overly assertive or demanding. It's just about doing what you need to do. In my 20s, I still put my hand up in D&D groups. I reckon that's probably quite common among D&D groups, I have to say. Adults in general want children, even young adults until 30s to have so much of agency. It makes them hard to control. Yeah, it's true. It's something that I've worked on with my son quite a lot, as much as I possibly can. It's always been a big thing, like giving him agency and the ability to make his own decisions. It's a two-edged sword, but it's a vibe and it's worked out in that respect. Oh, so grandma should go and hug the kids and ask first, or is it, you know, yeah, that kind of creates an uncomfortable situation. And your kids are older now, but like, you can see how it's a problem. You have to work on your real estate agency. You have to work on yourself first. As an autistic person, says Anik, I really do worry about my senior years if I ever need care because my body starts failing me or God forbid my mind will have to fight harder to self-advocate. Depends on the jurisdiction you're in, Anik, what country you're in. But generally speaking, yes. Everyone should have a healthcare passport. If you don't already, just make one. Like, everyone's got homework. Do a healthcare passport. You don't need to show it to me or anyone else. But you do need to know where it is, so that if you're ever in hospital, for example, a document can advocate for you when you can't. And by the way, that's nice. That's actually quite nice. Because I would prefer a document to advocate for me instead of me. I prefer... If you're ever in hospital, you're not there with lots of spoons and lots of energy and lots of free time at a time of your choosing. I mean, it can happen, but, you know, not really. You know, you've got like a quarter of a rusty spoon in terms of energy allowance, and you know, you've got a document there that you've pre-made with all the information people need. Done. Make multiple copies, because nurse stations lose them, but yeah. I think, yeah, yeah, the Snow Kitty. What I'm saying is not like specifically, oh no, don't touch people, don't touch people for sure, like without permission or whatever. You know, it all depends. It's all relationship. It's all very much relationship based. Don't touch people without consent, etc. But it's like, I'm being quite specific in terms of like, with respect to children and how they're taught. You know. You'll often end up with lots of overbearing sort of family members sort of hugging them and touching them and stuff. And even if they don't want to, I believe in modelling good behaviour for kids. Like, is that what you would want them to be like when they're older? Just saying, like, and if not, when are you going to tell them the difference? And go, oh, that's fine because that's Uncle Harry. He's fine, but not. Do you know what I mean? It gets weird, doesn't it? I'd rather not go there. I'd rather just do a, if you'd like, you know. But it doesn't need to necessarily be like a legalistic kind of thing, you know. My family is warm. It's not. It doesn't need to be. Can I have permission to make you a cup of tea? Oh, yes. Can I have permission to make it in the cup that you may not like? Yes, okay. Do you want to? Can I give you this? You know, it's not like that, because people rules lawyer this stuff and or pretend that it's about rules lawyering, but it's not. It's just about bodily autonomy. It's just like that's all. Build people's agency up. Charlie definitely needs to sort a passport. Yeah, you really do. Yeah, 100%. Sheet of paper, have it on you, or have it in the notes app on your phone. If you feel like if you feel like in a meltdown situation you'd be able to get out your phone and show somebody something on it or send them a PDF, then put it on your phone. Otherwise, have a sheet of paper. And you know, it's not a will, but it's a bit will-like in that respect. It's like it's a bit of a will, isn't it? It's not really it's not a will. It's not. I'm not trying to be morbid with you. But you know. Women tend to touch me a lot in a comforting way. Yeah. I don't know. It's all context dependent, isn't it? It's all different depending on who you are and where you live and what people around you are like and what the culture's like. And bringing it back round to autistic AF. What I'm trying to communicate, the value, if I distill it down to a value and say, like, if you're thinking, I like what Mike's saying, but this is all a bit specific and a bit weird, what I'm trying to say is like an overriding value, so that you understand, like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? In his garden drinking out of a plastic bowl. Like, what's he doing? Is he going to recycle the bowl? Yes, he is. But like, what's he doing? Why is he talking shit? It's the value of agency, and I'm quite excited about it in that it's something I've seen become incredibly problematic this year, particularly 2025, with my mother at the start of it, with the hospital nearly unalived her in a really bad way. The investigation is still ongoing, by the way. It's a big deal. I've calmed down a bit, but I'm utterly disappointed and confused and upset. And at the heart of the matter is agency. And it's not an uncommon story, by the way. It can happen to anyone. It can happen to any single person here. If you hear my voice right now, it can happen to you. And one of the things you can do to protect against that is to have a hospital passport. Even if it's not legally required to be reviewed, it will be appreciated, by the way, by clinical staff. They're a bit bored on a break and they might just flick through it. All this stuff can help. My father's DNR was lost to the resuscitation. Oh, I'm sorry. I think, yeah, I don't think I would want a female or about anyone stroking my face during any sort of hospital procedure. Unless that hospital procedure involved somehow stroking my face because it was with an alcohol wipe or something. I guess, like, in which case I'd rather do it myself. And you know, as for hugs being tactile, I'm quite tactile, but it's more of an issue of it's about agency, right? It's literally just it's an agency thing, and it's just that's Peacock going to bed. That's my sign that the sunset is happening. The overriding value, one of the overriding values of the channel, or at least the community, is agency. It's the adult to adult ego state. It's the understanding that everyone else around you is just a human. If they're human at all, they could be cats and dogs, but you know, it's just agency. And this year has been a big thing for me with agency. It's been a big problem. My mum having no capacity now, legally, I mean, not that she doesn't have opinions and doesn't choose what she wants to eat or drink or whatever, but just, you know, having to go to the courts and do all the paperwork it's a weird feeling. And none of this would have happened if the hospital were just a respect to my mother's agency to begin with. If there'd just not been beep, it would have all been fine. But you know, it is how it is. Your yard looks lovely every time I see it, especially around dusk. The thing about the dusk, though, is the mosquitoes. So, little tiny insects that want to bite me come out around now. Hey, Francis, can you see the duck? Francis Drake. No. Oh, this green thing. This is my pillow. You can see this in the Oasis video. It's actually an outdoor pillow. It comes indoors. It comes outdoors for outdoor, you know, for sun or whatever. You can like lie down in it. I was sitting on this talking to Nina earlier. It's a really big pillow, and the cats like it as well. They curl up on it. I highly recommend getting a beanbag pillow. If any of you don't have a beanbag pillow, like put it on your wish list. A beanbag pillow. They're so good. I do have some like citronella type. It's quite nice. I think it smells nice. Like insect repellent on. Oh, that was a whisk. Oh, Sabes. I thought you were Boos. Sorry, I'm not ignoring you. Look, everyone, it's Sabes. It's my familiar. It's my little boy. Who smells of Have you been sleeping on like washing? Have you? Because you smell like. You smell a little bit like. I don't know, like mildly perfumed. Right, ready? Oof, oof, oof. Sabes! I'm just trying to cuddle you. Sabes! Okay, fine. Okay. He kept waking me up all night by just butting my face. Not butt face, head butting my face. And he'd just keep like waking me up. It was so annoying. Oh my god. And then I was up because I was expecting a Taylor Swift album, but it wasn't an album. It was a pre-order for flipping vinyls and things. I can't do anything with a vinyl. I don't even think I can play a CD now. Oh, I can in my computer. I think my PC has a CD tray in it. Actually, that's a really good point. I've got a really old Windows laptop with a DVD CD writer in it. But do you know what? I really wouldn't know what to do with a DVD nowadays or a CD. No, a DVD's fine. It can go in a PlayStation, right? But like a CD, I can't put a CD in anything. Here's a wiggling battering ram. Salem sat on me 4 a.m. sat mewing at me for hugs. Yes, quite demanding little beasts, aren't they? Vinyls are great. I would love to play with vinyls. Like, I would love. Look, I'd love. I'd love nothing more, but I think it'd be cool. I've never had vinyls. I mean, my dad's had like record player discs, but vinyls are different, right? And I know they're super collectible, etc., etc. And I know folks love their collections of them, and I know that they're still made and all this. But I was just like refreshing Spotify, and I realised there was no album drop, and it was like 5:12 in the morning, and I'm like, all right, I'm too tired for this shit. I would have listened to the whole album, mind you, but like I said, we don't control the things that we're into or interested in, do we? We have no control over it, for the most part. Do cars still have CD players? Yeah, I think they do. Some do. Sounds like coyotes, but it can't be. It's not coyotes. I'm so upset the CD-DVD drive is disappearing. Yeah, I know, and CD-DVDs are great, but like they really are disappearing. I wish I had cheaper interests. Yeah, me too, Natalie. Me too. Moomin on a cloud. Nor Forbes, nice to see you again. Just passing by. Lovely to join even a short while. Take care, everyone. Lots of love. Yeah. You got a record player, Charlie. That's cool. Look, they're so tactile and fun. I get it. I do. But I don't have one. Oh, there's a bat. That was a bat. An actual batty bat. Oh, it's the Perseids today. I was going to do a pizza in Perseids live stream, but I don't have any pizza and it's too light to see anything. Okay, where's Hydra gone? I want Hydra to say hello. Is she around? No, she's not here. Dotty? Psst, psst. Oh no, that's Sabes again. Sorry. Sabes, where's your nieces? Where are they? Where are your little friends? I don't know, they're around. Healing all the mosquitoes. I was watching the bats outside the back door. Yeah, bats are so cool. So cool. I love the swooping they do. Bats are rats with things to me, and I love rats. Bats look weird, but I'm not going to hold that against them. They're cool. Bats are like, well, they are, aren't they? Right? They're like blind pilots, right? And they're flying like they're flying a super maneuverable bat suit through the sky at unbelievable speed. So what we're going to do is, it is dark, isn't it? I was just looking at the stream replay back. It's looking a bit dark. But then again, we're on manual mode, so that's why it's looking dark. Because I can make it look light again by lightening it up a bit, opening the aperture. But the sun has just gone in, so I'm going to find some. Hang on a second. Hang on, I have to do it here. I'm sorry, this is like so unprofessional. This is super unprofessional. Okay, here we go. It's MP3. What's going on? No, Apple Music is trying to sell me music. Stop trying to sell me music. Hang on, I have to open it with preview. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, everyone. Okay. That's what I'm trying to play for you all. To say thank you very much for coming along to this outdoor, insect-ridden outdoor space. If you would like to join the after party, which is going to start probably in 15 minutes, over on the Scratching Post Discord, you can. If you're already a member, you know what to do. If you are not and you're considering joining, the lowest tier is $4 a month, and that includes access to things like exclusives and the 24/7 Discord community and extra videos, extra content. I posted my mind map earlier today. I'm hoping to do a lot more than I actually do, which is a lot. But I'm like, I've got my ABA video to do. Every week I do more of that. It's been going on since January. I'm not letting it drag on. It has to be finished. So ABA is getting done. That's not going to be taking a huge amount of time. Except it is taking a huge amount of time. And there's loads of other videos too. By the way, there's a whole bunch of them. In fact, there's like half a dozen in progress all at the same time, which is driving me nuts. But at some point, there's going to be an epic series of drops, which I'm really looking forward to. Mostly because it will like clear out my brain. I don't have to think about it ever again. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? So, I'll play the outro, and I'll see you all. Well, I'll see some of you in like 15 minutes, and I'll see the rest of you next week or on my next video. I've got a few videos to go. I was going to post one yesterday, so stay tuned to the channel. There might be a video tomorrow, or it might be the following day. So it might drop tomorrow, or it might drop Thursday, but there's going to be quite a few. And also some of them are more light-hearted, by the way. So it's not like all super, super serious, super in-depth into the science stuff. There's some like happier stuff as well. Have to get a balance here. 2025 has been a bit wild. So yeah, there is all of that. So anyway, that's all coming. Slaves! Look! Love him. Right, everybody. I'm going to do this now. There we go. Feel free to join in. Ah, thank you so much, Phoenix. This track is a vibe.